look in the mirror, when I look in the mirror, baby, I see it clear. Why you wanna be nearer? I'm not surprised, I sympathize. I can't deny your appetite. You got a fetish for me.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Amber Speaks 2. I really appreciate you coming back to check me out. Today's episode is going to be all about, again, Rated Love Season 7. This is going to be for episode 2. We're going to be going over and reviewing and recapping. And I'm excited because they actually switched it up on me. I didn't know they were going to switch it up on me, but they did. So I'm super happy about that. If you check out my first review, I was kind of like saying I didn't know if the season was going to give me what I needed. It wasn't giving, but I think it might start giving. So for a couple of reasons, they added some more people, which I really like. I'm hoping they do that again, at least 1 or 2 rounds. That'd be really nice. Keep everything going. But then also the fact that Tommy said in the men's lounge that he was going to be allowing the men to give a woman, one of the ladies, a second chance to stay. So, and they get to kind of choose it wisely. So I like the fact that it has to be unanimous and that they have to choose wisely. So that's super dope. And I'm assuming he would also extend that to the ladies as well. So super cool. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna jump right into Season 7, Episode 2. Okay, so let's start with the ladies. The new ladies, Cynthia and Jonique. Is it Jonique or I think it's Jonique. Really liked, I like both the ladies. I feel like they do give something different. My first video, I was talking about how like they be having like kind of redundant characters. But, well, I'm not gonna lie, Jonique kind of does give me a little bit of Alicia from whatever season that was. You guys know Alicia, the one that ended up pregnant by the end of the show, by the end of the season or whatever the case is. By the time reunion came, she was like however many months pregnant, even though I think she had that baby by that time. But I just, you know, it is what it is. But definitely, she kind of gives me a little bit of that vibe. She seems like she's unapologetically herself. Unapologetically herself. I can't say that word. That's crazy. But she's being herself. And I definitely like that. I like when people are just being who they are. They're not trying to put on a show. They're not feeling like they have to come and be prim proper and try to be someone else. So I like the fact that she does come off as being herself. So I do like that. Cynthia, she definitely was giving body yaddy 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 when she came to the scene. As you can tell, Andre said he changed his favorite color from burgundy to green. I bet he did. So she seems like a confident woman, which is really nice. It's nothing like a woman who is confident but not saying how confident they are, or coming off like they fake confident. I'll kind of go into that with who I believe that award can go to in a little bit. But I do like the ladies. Can't wait to see how they evolve over the season. I don't know how Jonique is going to translate to the other men. Only because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like, especially when it comes to black men, and we are talking about a group of black men on this show, I think sometimes when you have a woman who is a personality type like Jonique's, sometimes it can fall flat. I don't have to dig too much deeper into that because I'm pretty sure you can figure out where I'm going with that. When you're a strong woman and you're your own person and you're not, cookie cutter, you can't put this person in a box. Sometimes, to me, I feel like a black male sometimes that can rub them the wrong way if you're too outspoken, if you're too whatever. I guess it only applies for some, in some people's cases. That personality types can, maybe, some other woman can get away with it, in some men's eyes. But I just feel like I like her personality. She seems really cool. She seems like a sweet girl. But I'm hoping that translates well over to the men, and it be authentic. Because sometimes I think that in this type of environment, a man will say like, oh, she was really confident, or she was very outspoken, or they'll say certain things, but then like one moment, in the next moment, they'll be like, oh, she's giving me homegirl vibes, or she's, a little bit of too much of this, or whatever the case is. So it'll be interesting to see how she plays out with the men, with this group of men. Again, Cynthia definitely made an impression on some of the guys. Fabrice and Mark Anthony. Fabrice, I don't know what they're doing. It's I don't know. I just feel like he's so left field. I feel like he should be on a different show. I don't. He got me speechless over here. I don't know. I feel like I don't know where he would be a better fit at. I don't think Ready to Love is the best fit for him. I really don't know where they were going with Fabrice. I honestly don't know if he got connections. I don't know if he knows somebody that knows somebody. I don't know. But I don't know why he's there. And some of the ladies, they weren't feeling the whole sexual talk and everything like that. And some people aren't. I get what he was saying when he was like, he'd throw like the sex talk out there to see, like, I get what he's saying. Because I'm be honest, I'm the kind of person, like, I say very off the wall things when I'm dealing with men. And I'll say off the wall things because in my own weird world, I like to get a reaction out of you. So I'll say something that can be like perceived as cringeworthy or over the top or inappropriate. I'll say inappropriate things. I might even do something inappropriate, whatever, and I'm doing it to get a reaction because I want to see how you handle what I'm saying. I'm trying to see if you understand my personality, because I am a different kind of personality, and I can be very awkward and very quirky, but I can be very turned up and on another level. Like, I can go from 0 to 100. So you have to really understand my personality. And it's like either you get me or you don't. And so I'll say things or do things to see how that person reacts. So I understand what he's saying as far as like, I throw the sex thing out there to see if, if the women are comfortable in their skin, if they're comfortable who they are, whatever. But it was definitely a lot. I don't know if it was editing, but I definitely feel like he was talking about the sex thing a lot. Some people are uncomfortable with it because I can understand maybe they're not comfortable in their own skin, or but some people just aren't like that. Like, some people just don't talk about sex. I talk openly about it, like with my friends, my family, my mom, like, even my dad. Like, we can be inappropriate sometimes, and that doesn't gel with everybody. So it's a personal preference. I definitely thought it was too much for the show and for the setting. It was a lot. So I did find it interesting, though, that when they were all meeting, when the women were meeting with Mark Anthony and Fabrice, Suzanne, who was to me is beautiful, so beautiful to me, beautiful. She's just gives me just sexy, classy, confident. So I really like her so far. But how she seemed to like be okay with Fabrice's, sex talk. She was like, I'm kind of intrigued, or whatever the case is. Same thing, I think Mercedes is kind of like the same thing too. She was like, was it her saying he gives zaddy vibes, or no, I guess it was Suzanne saying Fabrice gives zaddy vibes. But she liked it, and Mercedes liked it too, because the accent and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, okay. Ooh, they're better than me. But so I thought that was kind of funny. It made me believe that there's another side of Suzanne, because she definitely comes off, like this beautiful, classy, elegant, but very like down to earth woman. And then she it starts giving energy. Even the thought of Fabrice even being even just being acceptance of that personality type with all the sex talk and everything like that, I was kind of like, there's a different side of her. We may see her, we may not, but there's a different side of her. And yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. Mark Anthony, I like Mark Anthony. He's a really good looking guy. He handles himself very well. I hope that he stays consistent throughout the season. I can't stand like when you early on you like somebody and then they end up being somebody completely different. I'm hoping that doesn't happen with him. I can see how a lot of the women could be attracted to him physically, but I can also see how a lot of the women can be attracted to his personality. He seems very down to earth. He seems very easygoing, easy to talk to, and again, alluring with his eyes and, again, his aesthetics and things like that. So I really, really like Mark Anthony. And I'm so glad they brought him on, because they definitely need to bring some eye candy in there. And then again, his personality and everything seems really, really cool. I like the fact that he's, in pilot school or whatever the case is. I think that's super cool, super dope, and super commendable, because he's in his mid-30s. So, still young, so relatively young. The conversation that really was cringeworthy to me is the conversation with Z and Blake. It was really weird watching that conversation happen, because I felt like Blake was definitely giving me daddy vibes, and I was like you can definitely tell he got kids, right? You can definitely tell he got kids. But as far as I know, all his kids is grown. So he definitely was talking to Z like she was 15. And I don't know, it just made me feel uncomfortable. It was like he was grilling her. It's like he was I couldn't tell if he was a boss, if he was dad, couldn't tell who he was. He definitely wasn't somebody, she was on a date with. That's for sure. And I don't know, it could have been production too, that maybe, told him to ask certain questions, or they have to have their narrative and they have to put their show together too. So I'm hoping that was the case, but he does come off to me like a very serious personality. So I wouldn't be shocked if that's really like, his true line of questions and his true personality. He definitely was giving me dad vibes and was definitely giving me principal, boss, manager interview vibes. So I felt bad for Z, only because I feel like her personality didn't translate very well. She definitely does have like a fun, bubbly personality. I think she did come off very nervous, and in an environment like the Ready to Love environment, you definitely have to come like with your A game. You definitely have to come being confident, getting uncomfortable, maybe need a drink or two to let loose. A lot of times that can help. Now, I'm not promoting, but I'm just saying, because she definitely did come off very nervous. She does have a quirky, fun, bubbly personality. But again, with that personality type, there's only going to be there's certain type of people, certain type of men who would understand that and would be able to reciprocate it, or can understand it and it's endearing. And then other men like Blake, it can be like a turn off. He may not understand, or he may not get her, he may not get it. And that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. She's not for him, and vice versa. So I can see why she got voted off. It's unfortunate. She seems like a sweet girl. She definitely should not have sang on her journey out, on her exit. That was hilarious that she sang her on her exit. Poor Z. She just didn't, I don't know what's going on with everybody singing and rapping. I guess everybody's like, hell, this is going to be my only opportunity. Then I guess I should just go ahead and, show the people, what I got. Because the fact that she sang at the end on her journey out tells me that she was like letting people know, like, hey, it may not work here, but I can sing. And the DJ Dre, who left on the first season, same thing, rapping at the mixer. I'm like, wow, that did not take long. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but I understand why she got eliminated. I do want to talk about Corvea. Okay, Corvea is giving me I want to be a city girl vibes. I want to be JT. I want to be Young Miami. I want to be Young Miami. She's giving me I want to be a city girl vibes. I don't know. It's like even at the mixer, just watching her interactions with everyone she's had interactions with. Like, I don't know. She came in and I wanted to like her. Not that I dislike her, I don't know her, but I'm saying like I wanted to like her role or character on the show. But she turned me off just as much as she was turning some of the men off. I mean, she was talking about, oh, you don't think I deserve this, and oh, you don't got your own place to Lyndon, and just like, like almost like she was in shock that she was getting like voted off. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why she was so in shock. I'm just gonna leave it there. But she's definitely giving me city girl vibes. The difference is, and I'm gonna just go Young Miami on this one. So I'm saying city girls, but I'm gonna specifically talk about Young Miami, right? I'm saying that because Young Miami is, whatever, dealing with P. Diddy, whoever, right? Or, that's, whatever. And when, because she's a city girl, she's always talking about, oh, pay for this. I'm going to live like this. I want to live like this. I'm, whatever, fly me out, whatever the rhetoric is. And she aligned herself with someone who can do that. Right? And someone who's like is really huge, who's a billionaire. So that's why I'm using her as an example specifically. But you're not Young Miami. You're not Young Miami, Corvea. I'm sorry, girl. And not that you can't align yourself in that way, but if that's the case, girl, you're in the wrong circle. The thing is, when I come across women that are like that, I'm thinking to myself, if you are all of this, all of that, and deserve, a man to be doing this and be doing that, and to be, putting you on a yacht, flying you private, well, then you need to align yourself in those circles. Unless you can't get in those circles. Unless you are not privy to those kind of, upper echelon opportunities or whatever you want to say. Like, I never understood. I've been around women like that, and like, I deserve this, I deserve that, and I'm a bombshell, and I'm this, and I'm that. But I'm just like, okay, but you're how old? You can, there's a lot of women that have aligned themselves. I know women who've aligned themselves. I mean, why come you haven't, I'm just saying, though, if that's something you're seeking, then it should be pretty easy. You know what I'm saying? I've been in clubs where, even though that's not my personality type, I get approached by men with money and men of a certain amount of wealth, or ball players. I've been approached by them many times. Hung out with a couple, nothing like that. Never been a groupie, never will be. But I wasn't trying. I wasn't trying to be seen. I wasn't trying to be noticed. I wasn't giving off this fake confidence to get the attention of these kind of people. But there are women like that I know that have gone out specifically to seek those kind of situations. Most of them did not work out, and I know a couple that have. But it's like, you're in the wrong circle. I'm not saying that none of these men can provide that to you. But a lot of times, I've seen men, men and women where there's an understanding. There's a woman who's like, I want this. There's a certain lifestyle I want to live. There's a man that they meet in those kind of environments, and they're well aware of what they want. And they're asking that woman for something in return, whatever that is. And it's like a match made in heaven. That's what you want to call it. But I don't want to come down on the girl. Sometimes I just, like Suzanne, she just has a natural confidence about her. She's not trying. It doesn't seem like she's putting on a persona. Not trying to pin the women against each other. I'm just giving an example. She's not, she just seems like she's being herself, and confidence is unspoken. Confidence is unspoken. You don't have to do a lot. You don't even have to say a lot. As a woman, you can make a man aware of what it is you want and what it is you don't want. That doesn't come with fake, pumped up confidence or extraness. It doesn't come with any of those things. And then you also need to be conveying that message in a way that it can be well received, especially with men you don't know. You don't know these people, right? So if you're coming in saying, I want this, I want that, so I'm a bitch, I'm a bombshell, I'm a I mean, they're gonna be looking at you like, what? Huh? Okay. And you're in Miami, where there's a lot of beautiful women and even more beautiful women. So I'm interested to see how she plays out over the season. And even Jeffrey. I like Jeffrey. Beautiful woman. Confident. I like how she handled the situation when Cynthia came and sat down and talked to Andre when she was talking to him. And I know that maybe people perceived her saying, like, the women in Miami at thirst. I don't think she was talking about, I don't believe she was talking about Cynthia specifically. I think she was just saying in general that the women in Miami are thirsty. I don't know. She needs to travel all 50 whatever states, because let me tell you something. There's thirsty women everywhere. They all over. It's just what it is. But I don't think she was coming for Cynthia, honestly. But I do like the way that she handled that situation. Very ladylike. She doesn't give me fake confidence. No one's perfect, right? So we all have our flaws and stuff, but beautiful woman. And I wonder what her ethnicity is. I wonder, is she like Eritrean or something like that? She definitely seems like a woman who's not regular black. Sorry, I didn't know what else to say. Beautiful woman. Sorry, y'all. Beautiful woman, well-spoken. She seems well put together. But again, like I said, just exudes confidence, doesn't have to talk about it. At least so far, she hasn't came off that way. Suzanne hasn't come out that way. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see again how Corvea plays out, because I'm going to wrap it up with this. Good second show. I like the second show. It's starting to give me some energies a little bit. I don't know what Fabrice is doing there, but we'll see what happens with him. I'm going to give my prediction on the next man or woman to go. So every show from now on, at the end of the episode of Amber Speaks 2, I'm gonna give you my prediction. And it's a real prediction because I don't watch anybody else's reviews. I don't watch no extra anything. I don't know anything ahead of time. But out of the men, I am between Fabrice and Blake for going home. It should be Fabrice, but I have a funny feeling he might keep his ass on, and I have no idea why, but I have a funny feeling he might keep him on. But if I had to choose between the men to go home next round, I think this time men are coming up. I'm gonna say either Blake or Fabrice. Women, I'm going Corvea or Jonique. I like Jonique so far, but like I said, I don't know how she's gonna resonate with the rest of the guys. You never know with these men. Never know. So yeah, going Corvea or Jonique. That is my prediction. That is my recap and review for Ready to Love Season 7, Episode 2. Thank y'all for coming to hang out with me. I will be back to do another review for Episode 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with me. Peace.
Look in the mirror. When I look in the mirror, baby, I see it clear. Why you want